Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie. I am 37 years old. I'm a wife and a mother of three. We live in the state of Florida. My husband and I both work full time, and on my channel you'll see videos about our personal finances. My husband is paid weekly and I'm paid bi-weekly, and we're working on paying off what is now about $52,000 worth of debt. So if that's something you find interesting, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. So this video is going to be my paycheck budget with me for the first week of January. But before I show you guys my paycheck budget for the first week of January, I wanted to go over how I plan out how my paychecks are going to look. Not my paychecks. I wish I could plan out how they're going to look. They'd look real nice. How my budgets are going to look each week before we get paid. So I'm going to be using the budget by paycheck method by the Budget Mom this year. And I love the Budget Mom system. I love the paycheck budget method. It's great, but before you can do a budget, a paycheck budget, any kind of budget, you have to have like a high level overview of what is coming down the pipeline for you as far as your finances go. So I'm going to show you guys two things. The first is my everydollar app. So every month I do a zero-based budget in the everydollar app. So this is our January 2024 budget. So I have our income in here, and I have all of our expenses filled out, all of our bills. You guys have already seen this on the video I posted on Sunday, which is my monthly budget. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to link it at the end of this video so you can go back and check it out. But this is where I make sure off the top that every dollar we have planned to come in has a place to go, and that all of our needs and wants are being met for the month. So after I get our budget together for the month, the next thing that I do is go to an Excel spreadsheet that I made in Google Sheets, and it has 5 weeks on it because some months have 5 weeks, some months have 4 weeks. And at the top of the spreadsheet, I have the date for the pay period. We get paid on Thursday, so our weeks run from Thursday to Wednesday. And I have the dates for the month for every week going across the top of the spreadsheet. The next thing I have is the income we're projected to get for each one of the weeks of the month. And I have a couple of formulas. This line 5 is the total for the income. And then at the bottom, I have a formula that totals all of our expenses and subtracts it from our income to give us a rollover line. So I take a look at my monthly calendar to see when my bills are due, and I plug them into this spreadsheet based on what day they're supposed to come out, so I know ahead of time what my budget is going to look like for each particular week. So, um, like the first week, Brian, his cell phone comes out on the 8th, so I have that here. Our light bill and our internet come out on the 11th or 12th every month, so I have those here. And then we also have our variable expenses. I take the amount that we're budgeting for the month, which would be $1,200 for groceries for this month, and I divide it across the amount of weeks we have. So we have 4 weeks in January, so that's $300 a week for groceries. Same thing for fast food, household, and gas. I just divide out however much we decided we were going to spend for the month, which this last column L totals it across the rows for me, how much I've put in each column. And these numbers here in L match the numbers on my everydollar app. So this is what I use to give me a high level overview of what I can pay and when, so that I don't run out of money. Because, sometimes you have to move things around so that you can pay what you need to pay when you need to pay it, or have what you need to have. Um, And if you didn't know ahead of time what days and where in the month your bills and expenses were going to fall with regards to how much income you're going to have, then you might end up not having enough money. So, um, like this first week of January, some of these bills, like our Chase Disney card, it's not due till the 19th. Personally, I like to get my savings and my debt snowball payments out um, as soon as possible. Like, I don't like waiting until the due date for my debt snowball payments. I like to pay them as soon as possible. That way I can just get it out of the way. So I can't say, oh, something came up and I had to use the money for something else. I try and pay them at the very beginning of the month so that I can get it taken care of. So that Chase Disney and a couple of these other bills, they're not due until later in the month, but I have so much money left over in the beginning of the month that I paid them early. So we're rolling over $1,012 into the second week of January. And then it just goes on and on. I put in all my bills, see what my rollover is, and move my rollover to the income section and continue to plan out my bills until I get to the end of the month. January only has 4 weeks. So by the time I got it all down, um, I was positive $1 because I probably didn't do some cents here or there, which is fine. Like as long as it's really close to zero, like my Every Dollar app shows, then it will be fine. And then as the weeks go on, I adjust my expenses as they actually happen. So, depending on what I spend in groceries on this first week of January, I will change the amount here. I'll change any other variable expenses, change any bills if they didn't come out for some reason or what have you, and see what my actual rollover amount is and move that into week 2 for January and then adjust my variable spending for the rest of the month going forward. So if we only spend $100 the first week of January for groceries, that gives us an extra $200 to divide over these next 3 weeks. So then I'd change my grocery amount to reflect that so that I'm still only spending $1,200 for the month, giving myself a little more money or a little less if I spent $400 for groceries and I have to reduce all of these each week going forward so that I stay under budget, then that's what I do. So this is kind of like a working budget that I do every week. I do this ahead of time to plan all of our expenses. And then as the weeks actually happen, I make changes in it so I know what my next paycheck budget is going to look like. I also do this 2 months at a time. So I have February here, which I've already started working on. It's not finished yet because we've we've barely started January, but I do like to look ahead a little bit so I can see. Usually, it's between that last week and in the current month, and the first week in the next month, where things might get a little hairy with things that come out on the first or second if the pay period ends in the new month. Fortunately, January ends on a Wednesday, so the 1st of February starts on a Thursday. So this month is looking good, but that's what happened for December. Like I had 5 weeks, so some of my January bills came out in December. So there were some adjustments that needed to be made there for that. So now I'm going to flip you guys to my desk so you can see me do my actual paycheck budget for the first week of January, which is going to look exactly like this right here, this first column for January. It's going to look exactly like this. And it will just be in written form. And then I'll come back and do the closeout after we spend and do all of our expenses. And we'll see what our variable and bills actually looks like. I'll change all that here and see what our actual rollover should be. Make sure my paper budget and this budget match each other, and then adjust the weeks going forward accordingly to make sure we stay on budget for the month, even though we're budgeting by paycheck. So I'm going to go ahead and flip you guys around now so you can see the paycheck budget for the week. Okay, so the first week of January for us is going to be January 4th through the 10th. Brian and I both get paid this week. So for Brian, I'm expecting $1,400, and for me, I'm expecting $1,600. So that's going to give us a total of $3,000 for the week. As far as the bills go, Brian's cell phone is going to come out for $108. Carter's tuition is going to come out for $435. Let's see. We're going to pay our Chase Disney card for $143.65. We're going to pay our Synchrony card for $70. We're going to pay our ViStar joint card for $60. We're going to pay our other Synchrony card for $40. Oh, I think this was supposed to be Amazon. It was. Hold on, let me fix this. This should be 70 right here. And then this is going to be 40. And then we're going to pay our other ViStar card for $145. And Bank of America for $136. So I think that's it for our bills. So let's add this up really quick. 108, 435, 143.65, 70, 60, 40, 145 is $1,001.65. Subtract that from our income of $3,000, and that leaves $1,998.35. All right, so for our variable expenses, for cars, we're going to do $175. Groceries is going to be $300. Fast food is going to get $50. Household is going to get $80. Pets is going to get $45. And nothing for any of our other ones, which I already have written down here. 175, 300, 50, 80, and 45. It's a total of $650. When we subtract that from $1,998.35, that leaves $1,348.35. So as far as Christmas goes, let me see. We are going to go ahead and put $50 to the side for Christmas. This is a friendly reminder to go ahead and start saving for Christmas now. Do it now, as the Arnold would say. So that will give us 1348 minus 50, 1298.45. Our Bank of America card is the only thing on here that we're paying as far as debt on this one goes. So 1298.45 minus 136 is 1162.45. We are currently saving to pay our difference in our escrow account. We should have a shortage because our property our property insurance went up. So we're going to save $150 out of this check to go towards that when the time comes for them to send us that nice bill. So that leaves $1,012.45. So that is our projected rollover, $1,012.45, which is a lot, I know, but there's only so much you can pay ahead of time. A lot of our bills next week are auto pay, and then we have our variable expenses. The only thing that I could have paid to eat some of this up was my car note, but it's $1,282, so we wouldn't have had enough. So we're rolling over $1,000, which is okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I'd really appreciate your support, and I will see you guys back on Wednesday to do a transaction check-in, like a weekly check-in, go over all my transactions and close out this paycheck budget. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you then. Bye.